Less than a week before the Saints battle the Colts on Super Bowl Sunday, and fans will find that Houdat gear back in stores today.
We are seeing some of the strongest wind and rain right now in Baton Rouge. You can see behind me here, this tree is down.
Jesse, feeling even warmer this morning. You said it would happen.
Yeah, it is warmer, and you notice the humidity?
I
It's
did.
starting to creep.
We have boxes of ready-made food, 2 bags of ice. You also get 2 bottles of water, 2 packs of water like this. A student at an East Baton Rouge school could be expelled. Authorities say he brought a high-powered rifle onto campus. Thanks for joining us tonight, and you've been out in Venice for several days. How has the situation changed? Well, have you noticed that everywhere you look these days, you're bound to see some sort of Saints memorabilia? All right, thank you, David. Just be sure to get some mittens because, like you said, it is pretty cold out there. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rachel Slavik. Thanks for joining us for the special edition of NBC 33 News at 10. We have breaking news this evening. An oil rig on its way to a scrapyard has overturned off the coast of Morgan City. This is a separate incident from the major spill in the Gulf. The rig can carry up to 20,000 gallons of diesel fuel, but officials say they don't know how much fuel was on board. Now to the rig that's pumping thousands of barrels into the Gulf of Mexico. Over the last day, the oil slick has tripled in size. Now this time tomorrow, President Barack Obama will have a better understanding of how the oil will impact the coast. He'll be in Louisiana to survey the spill. Tonight, he's in Detroit giving a commencement speech at the University of Michigan. The president's staff is still working out the details of his visit. Meanwhile, 2 congressmen from Alabama and Mississippi say this spill is not Armageddon. That's a word from Representative Gene Taylor of Mississippi. He and Congressman Joe Bonner of Alabama spent 3 hours Saturday flying over the spill. Governor Bobby Jindal wants local leaders to take charge of this coastal cleanup. He says the state is still waiting on a solid game plan from BP. The lives of fishermen on the Louisiana shoreline have been turned upside down since this oil started leaking. For many, the open water is the only business they know. Our Andrew Capasso is tracking the story in Venice, and he joins us live via satellite. Andrew, what can you tell us? Now, this oil spill isn't just causing problems for people along the Gulf Coast. Vacationers around the world are having to switch their travel plans. Tonight, we take you out on the water near Boothville to see which areas might be affected. As we continue our extensive Crisis on the Coast coverage, we'd like you to share your stories, pictures, and video. If you have any, go to our website, NBC33TV.com. Just click Crisis on the Coast. All right, let's get a quick check of your weather with Natalie Noah. Showers in the forecast, huh, Natalie? Still to come on NBC 33 News at 10. It is Election Day. Emily Turner will have the latest on several local tax issues, and it could mean community service cuts. We'll be right back. We start this morning with a developing story in the Gulf of Mexico. The Coast Guard is battling a fire on an oil rig right now after it exploded late last night. 126 workers were on that platform. It's reported that some are still missing. One report has that number as high as 11. The rig is located about 52 miles southeast of Venice. So far, no deaths have been reported, but there are injuries. In other news this morning, we have new developments in the resignation of the East Baton Rouge Parish School Superintendent. It appears that John Dilworth may not be ready to leave the district quite yet. A bill that would nullify the federal health care overhaul made it out of a House committee, but barely. The measure says that Congress can't require a person to participate in a health care system or require someone to have health insurance. Fire investigators are trying to figure out what sparked a deadly blaze in Gross Tet. A woman and her son were killed. It started around 3:30 Tuesday morning on Gardner Lane. Baton Rouge police set up a memorial fund for a fellow officer killed in a traffic crash. The money will help Officer Russell Keeger's widow with funeral expenses. People in Albany would like to see some long-standing residents buzz off. A colony of bees has taken over an old furnace in the heart of town. Tracy Porter now has a street donning his name in Port Allen. Town officials decided to rename the road where the New Orleans Saints cornerback grew up. Speaking of the New Orleans Saints, the Saints will begin their season against a familiar foe. The Minnesota Vikings will make the trip to the Superdome for the season opener. Of course, Saints fans very excited for that.
Yeah.
All right. It is 6:09, and kids may need a light jacket this morning.
That's right.